Shalom all. This is Mike, Truth Man, www.utom.org, along with David Ben Shul, and along with John, or Kit Cotton, as you would know him on Facebook. Just here to share a little bit of truth as far as establishing a Hebrew Torah observant home. And that is our goal at UTOM, is to train people where they're at to live a Torah lifestyle, free from religious and that kind of overtone to where you have to do this, because we feel that the Torah is a constitution and it should be applied to where you're at, into the situation you're at. In other words, we can't put an umbrella and say all must, because we're all in different situations, and there has to be a start, and that's a good thing as far as the soul of finding its place to live where it should be living and doing what it should be doing. There has to be a growing process, and that's why we don't condemn people one commandment at a time, to grow, to do something more you didn't do last week or the month before, to grow. And that's what we're at UTOM are about. This is what my channel will be about now. I will not be doing videos. I do still consider myself an Ebionite, but more of a Hebrew, because Ebionite has so much negative connotation as far as Christianity and stuff. And not getting tied up in that. I just want to be tied up into Torah living. Really no label with whatsoever. But today I'm going to go over a little checklist that I encourage you to write down, to watch this video again, not because of myself, but because of the things that I'm going to be sharing that are very important to you in your home, to establish a home of peace. And brother, if you don't have a home of peace, you don't have a home at all. If you don't have a place where you can come home and relax and let your soul free, and just to be free from worried about this, worried about that, you don't have a home at all. And the thing is, without peace, you don't have anything. So the first thing with Torah observance is developing a home. And even if you're in a bad situation, a bad relationship, where maybe you live with a non-believer or someone y'all just fight all the time, you've got to have that place within your home somewhere, sometime during the day, that you can get alone with God and just have that peace. Got to, guys. And that's how important it is. The first thing is place a mezuzah on the door to remind all that this is a godly home. Jew or non-Jew is going to walk in, they're going to see something. A non-Jew is going to ask, what is this on the door? And it's going to open up great conversation. If it's a Jew or a Hebrew who's not observant, it's going to give them a great opportunity to ask you questions and to learn. So the mezuzah is very important. Plus, in the Shema, it talks about a mezuzah. Now, whatever, put a mezuzah on your home. It's going to open up conversation. 2, fill your home with Torah books, a library of religious material. And when people come over, whether they agree with you with your faith, whether they be a Christian, Muslim, or whatever, it's going to open up a dialogue. It's going to open up a place where you can share, and maybe you'll say something, and it'll open up a conversation to make them think. And we don't have a religion we're trying to get anybody into. We're trying to get them into Torah and let Torah develop their path from that point. Have a kosher kitchen. Very important that your kitchen is set apart from other people's homes. No pork, no shellfish, none of these things. And we at UTOM do take up on some of the rabbinical also as fences around to guard the other ones. So, the family also recognizes that our kitchen is not like every other kitchen, that our kitchen is a set-apart kitchen. And that way any Hebrew or Jew, if you have a correct kosher kitchen, can come over and eat without any reservation. They know, they can trust. And, of course, when you get into some rabbinical, the standards get way up there, and we won't get into that. That's a teaching within itself. But the basic kosher kitchen is very important. That way anybody can come over to my house, Jew or non-Jew, and they're eating kosher or eating in a kosher standard. That's very important. Charity boxes. It's very important to have them within your house to teach your children that money has got a higher meaning, that we're giving to the homeless, to the needy, to people within your community that need help, to synagogues, to ministries that need, there's a lot of good rabbis and teachers out there sharing the truth that need your support. There's classes out there you need to be taking, and these charity boxes show your children there's a higher purpose to money, more than just making and spending for me, and our needs. It's more of spiritual implication, teaching on the way on that. Shabbos candles, very important. And matter of fact, in the Talmud, there's some situations that talk about how the lighting of the candles, if it comes to having if you don't have a lot of money, if you only have enough money to either buy 1, candles, wine, or Hanukkah candles, if it falls in the same time, the rabbis tell you to get the candles because candles show and direct peace into this world. And there's a lot of different meaning of the candles than the obvious. And one illustration I'll use is the candles are mostly lit by women, but it's not, men can light them too. But when a woman is single, she lights one. When she's married, she lights two. And as we learned last night in some Orthodox circles, they also light a candle for each person in the family. And what the rabbi was telling us was the reason why this is important, because that kid or that child has dialed, when they see that candle, it brings them into unity of what's going on. And they see that candle lit, and they see how much light is on that table, and it illustrates of how much light within us, how much we can do to this dark world. Teaching on the way on that too. Celebrate Shabbos meals. One time a week, families are so scattered, they're pulled about. Mom's got to work, PTA, blah, blah, blah. One time a week, we're sitting down. Now, we do it more. But on that one time a week, we're going to sit down at the table. We're going to look at each other with no cell phones, no gossip. We're going to have fun. We do play around at our table because I'm a child. But anyway, we're going to sit around and we're going to have fun at our table, and we're going to have a family time of nothing else, blocking out everything but fun, Shabbos, and God. That's it. It's very important, guys, to bring peace into your home. Observe the law of family purity. Now, this is a teaching within itself also, but it's important that our children see that we're observing these things, to see, and they're going to ask questions of why you do this, or Now, here again, we're not all living in a Jewish community to where we have a mikveh we can go to, so we have to do things in our community. We have to do things that show separation to obey the Torah. So there's things you can do, and there's things that we need to discuss even at UTOM about how to handle these family purity issues outside of the community where you don't have a mikvah, but you do have streams, living water everywhere. So invite guests into your home to share the warmth with each other, and that's the whole key. That's the reason why, and I know a lot of my Jewish brethren will disagree with me, but we have a goal. We have an obligation to share this Torah to Jew and non-Jew, and I know it's easier to say that we don't. It takes responsibility off of us. But if we want to see redemption, if we want to see the age of peace come, we better get this word out. And I agree with what the Rebbe said. The Rebbe said the reason why we were sent out into the world was to bring the truth of Torah to the world. And this is an opportunity for you to invite people into your home, invite your friends, invite co-workers, invite people to come over and just talk Torah. That's all you have to do. And I will say at UTOM, this is one of the goals that we're praying on, is each one of the rabbis or members would open up their home to have a shalom home on Shabbos, maybe, on during the holidays, to have people over to teach and actually do the things the Torah commands us, and to build a community within your neighborhood. Very important. Have classes, have charitable events within your home. Yes, in your home. If your neighbor burns their house down, it's time to raise some money. In your home. Open it up to bring people, come in, sell something. Have meetings. If you have social issues within your community, have meetings. Open up your home. This is your home. It's more than just a place that you sleep and watch TV. It's a center of worship. Basically, guys, your home is a synagogue. It don't replace the synagogues. But if you don't live near a synagogue, this is your synagogue, and it needs to be treated as a synagogue. The last one is teach your children, your spouses, people that come into your life, the reason why they're here. Explain to them why the soul is here, what we're longing to do of creation and fixing this world, and to bring about correction, to bring about a place where God himself, he created this lower parts. He created us. He wants to dwell here, but he can't because of the condition of this world. And it's time that we live the life, we live the Torah. You notice that in the wilderness and stuff, when the Israelites did what they were supposed to, God dwelled with them in the tabernacle and one time in the temple. Well, this was not just a one-time. I don't believe in dispensation that was a one-time thing. I believe he, in some form, it may not be the same form he did in the wilderness, but this is what he wants to do now. He wants to visit and live amongst his people, and we got a lot of work to do. We are all Mashiachs in ways. We're all anointed to bring light to this world. We're all anointed to correct things. And, we're all anointed to do these things. And you don't have to be a rabbi or a preacher or a teacher or whatever. You just have to be someone who's willing to live this Torah and to share it with others. www.utom.org. If I had it written on the bottom of the screen, it'd be cool. But I encourage everyone to go. And you've got some great writings. I've known David and John I've known David for a few years. I know John for a couple of years. We've all been apart. Great people, great men of God. I'm more of I'm more of the public person. I try to, advertise and get us involved in things. But I'm gonna start doing my part in helping these guys get this message of the Torah and the teaching on this too. But shalom, shalom, blessings on all, and have a great day.